Neuropathy is a disease that affects more than 20 million people in the U.S. alone. It causes numbness, pain, and even paralysis.
The way it started was a pretty serious tremor in my right hand. I was misdiagnosed twice, first with Lou Gehrig's disease, and I was told that I had 3 to 5 years to live. Being 31 years old at the time, owning my own business and relying on a BlackBerry, it was absolutely devastating.
It took more than a year, but ultimately, Dominic was correctly diagnosed with multifocal motor neuropathy, or MMN. But the struggle he would have with his insurance company for the IVIG treatment he needed was a battle that inspired him to do much more.
Knowing how to work the system and still struggling to the degree that I did, I thought for a second, what do senior citizens do? The vast majority of neuropathy patients are senior citizens in excruciating pain.
In 2006, seizing on his personal experience and knowledge, Dominic founded the Neuropathy Action Foundation, a nonprofit determined to advocate, educate, and empower. Starting by advocating for patient access to IVIG and other medications, the foundation utilized traditional and social media to increase awareness and quickly expanded to include press conferences and addressing legislative hearings.
The federal government has made a policy decision to deny access to this life-saving medication, to interfere in that relationship, and now you have health insurers that are hiding behind the government's decision.
The first step in fixing this is to change the Medicare formula to reimburse this properly. IVIG is an absolute miracle drug.
Well, and identify yourself with the committee.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Dominic Spadafora, and I'm here today as the president of the Neuropathy Action Foundation and as a patient.
A reported 507 patients have since been helped with issues in obtaining IVIG as well as other medications. The Foundation's comprehensive website provides neuropathy resources and tools to patients and their caregivers all around the world. The creation of the Patient Voice, a bi-monthly e-newsletter, keeps patients and caregivers up to date with important issues related to neuropathy. Since 2007, the Neuropathy Action Foundation has held an annual Neuropathy Action Awareness Day, the largest neuropathy educational event held in the U.S.
Raise your hand if you learned something today that you didn't know yesterday.
While thousands have attended in person, thousands more around the world watched the event on the NAF website. NAF's workings and accomplishments have been featured in numerous health and medical publications, but also on local network news broadcasts, such as ABC 7 News, NBC, and CNN, all bringing increased awareness to neuropathy. Expanding its outreach, the Neuropathy Action Foundation recruited actor-director Jerry Mathers, who has suffered with diabetic peripheral neuropathy and is an NAF supporter, to do a public service television video.
Me, Jerry Mathers, from the television show Leave It to Beaver. I've been diagnosed with the disease, diabetic peripheral neuropathy, or DPN. DPN is damage to the nerve tissue of the peripheral nervous system. 60 to 70% of people with diabetes have some form of neuropathy. The most common form affects the hands and feet and can cause pain, burning sensation, and in severe cases, total loss of feeling. People with DPN need to take special care of their feet. More than half of the lower limb amputations occur in people with diabetes. Be proactive, monitor your blood glucose levels, follow medication therapies, and maintain proper foot health with your podiatrist. It worked for me.
The PSA has so far aired in 39 cities in 23 states.
Scene 1, take 1.
Having achieved significant awareness from the DPN PSA video, NAF decided to produce another PSA, this time on the little-known condition, multifocal motor neuropathy.
They said I would die.
My doctor told me I had ALS.
They said I wouldn't live to see my kids grow up.
But their doctors were wrong.
Multifocal motor neuropathy, referred to as MMN, is a rare disorder that progressively weakens muscles in the extremities and is often mistaken for other serious neuropathies, as well as the ultimately fatal condition known as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. But unlike those disorders, MMN affects only lower motor nerves and has no sensory involvement. Symptoms tend to be asymmetric and characterized by weakness, cramping, twitching, or muscle atrophy, usually beginning in the hands. Disease progression depends on the length of time the patient remains without the correct MMN diagnosis. With early diagnosis and treatment, most MMN patients continue doing the things they enjoy.
Cooking.
Gardening.
Spending time with my family.
The PSA has aired in 31 states, 73 cities, and has had more than 75,000 views on YouTube.
What Dominic's doing is kind of unique because he's kind of bringing the idea of patient support and political action together into one category, and I think that's a very powerful combination, and it's going to be very useful for this disease in the long run.
The best way to predict the future is by creating it.